America leads the world in medicine development. It matters. We get new medicines first, nearly 3 years faster. 5 million Americans go to work because we make medicines here at home. And not relying on other countries keeps us safe. But China is racing to overtake us. Will we let them, or will we choose to stay ahead? When America leads, America cures. Let's tell Washington to keep us in the lead.
Learn how at americacures.com. Paid for by Pharma.
This Easter, skip the ordinary and whip up something golden with melty, creamy Velveeta cheese. From scalloped potatoes to rich mac and cheese, Velveeta turns every bite into a crowd-pleasing celebration, bringing the extra to the ordinary, transforming simple sides into lip-smacking, satisfying moments. So go on, make it melt, make it craveable, make it indulgent. Velveeta, respect the drip. Visit Velveeta.com/Easter for some recipe inspiration.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
This is the Dan Levator Show with the Stugotz podcast.
There is something profoundly sad about tailgating at 10 a.m. at a strip club. There's something.
It was awesome up until you said strip club.
That is something that seems like on a weekday.
Yeah, you were talking about Romberg.
Yeah, me and Ron Dog.
Yeah.
Whatever, our day was over. Let's go to the club.
Let me update some looks like here in our tournament. The East Region, number 6, Louisville. I can't say that correctly. Louisville is represented by...
Hunter Pence looks like the pirate forced to walk the plank after a failed mutiny against his captain, Jeff Samardzija.
It's a double.
That is a double. We should have had a picture of Samardzija in there. It would have made it
I could see him with a long coat with like a hook.
South Florida is an 11 seed represented by...
Kurt Warner looks like the villain in a Christmas movie that wants to take over the North Pole and make the elves pawns in his capitalist scheme.
Number 4, Arkansas is represented by...
Brock Purdy looks like a youth pastor.
That one's great. He might actually be.
Arkansas is playing against number 13, Hawaii. Hawaii is represented by...
Tyrese Halliburton looks like a mischievous cartoon mouse.
North Carolina is represented by...
Chiefs owner Clark Hunt looks like the director of a funeral home that makes candles out of its surplus of embalming fluid.
If you're not watching these on YouTube, like that is, I think a lot of people might not know what Clark Hunt looks like, but Clark Hunt, and you got to be careful with that name.
Why?
Chris Cody.
Clunt.
If his first name were Mike, it would be an issue. Clark is fine.
Number 11, VCU is represented by...
Tom Izzo looks like a mailman.
That's why it's 14 seed. Just kind of factual.
It's an 11
Not that
seed.
funny, but just...
No, but the short ones are good. I like the short ones. The short ones off of the long ones are also good. Illinois's got good offense. Illinois, number 3 seed, is represented by...
Tony Reale looks like the overzealous owner of an Italian restaurant who always greets you at the door with a, my favorite couple when you walk in.
He making the salad. 3-seed Illinois is facing 14-seed Penn. Penn is represented by...
Adam Silver looks like a javelin.
Dude, stop. You have to stop.
Gonzaga, 3-seed, is represented by...
Aaron Judge looks like the most athletic member of the Addams family.
I thought that was like a 1 seed.
It's good.
I got voted down. For me, that was like one of our top ones.
It is good. The 3-seed Gonzaga is facing Kennesaw State, a 14-seed represented by...
Joe Girardi looks like he has a favorite chair in the husband sitting area outside Dillard's.
Look at Samson. He can't even smile when he sees his face.
I was trying to think what Dillard's was.
There's no sir. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
How
now,
is
Mike,
it?
don't penalize
How
me.
are you an elitist about
He's so scarred.
everything?
Just tell me what that is, and then I can laugh.
I mean, it's like Burdines.
Not
A
helping.
mall store.
What?
It's
I've never heard of either.
Department store. Like at JCPenney.
I like a mall store. It's all right.
You know what I
Chris.
meant.
Have you ever heard of Macy's?
Yeah, of course.
Where do you think you got that
4th Street
shirt?
in New
Not
York
the
City?
same caliber.
Macy's.
But I think Burdines might be not only closed, also it's just Florida, isn't it? Isn't Burdines is not
Yeah,
a
it was-
national.
I think it was
Macy
called
bought Burdine.
Also,
Florida store.
Also,
Florida store,
also
yeah.
a mall store.
Number 2, Houston is represented by.
Ed Malloy looks like the guy who brushes his teeth in the company bathroom.
That is facing number 15, Idaho. Idaho is represented by.
Connor McDavid looks like a mechanic.
He does that. I wanted to ask you guys something based on the news around this MVP card of mixed martial arts. I saw that Nate Diaz has been added to it. Nate,
Against Platinum Mike Perry, Dano. This is a very exciting card all of a sudden.
I don't know,
is
man.
not.
Ronda Rousey said the card sucks.
it's not a
What does
good
she know?
card. It's a bunch of washed up fighters.
And Ganou's washed up, Dan. Yes. And Ganou's washed up. He hasn't fought in like 5 years.
Did you just make my point?
I
No.
think he just defined.
No, he's got legs.
He's
under
well
him, okay?
rested.
Exactly right. Thank you.
Nate Diaz, Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. These are a lot of people who either haven't fought in a long time, or in the case of Nate Diaz, is just a name. Like, he is punch drunk, and he's been punch drunk for years.
Was Gina Carano ever any good?
Not really. No, she was more of an action star than she was of a fighter.
For the competition, that promotion that she was at, was it Strikeforce, Elite XC? Like one became the other.
Because I feel like she had a little bit of Anna Kournikova to her.
I mean, that promotion. I think that promotion had network fights on CBS before it became a thing now with the UFC. They did a really good job of building personalities up. Dan was a very useful vessel in the Kimbo Slice experience. Superstars that weren't actually like in the ring technically as gifted as maybe their UFC counterparts, but they were big personalities that drew. And the way that combat sports went, including boxing, like that's the big deal now is who can draw, it's a celebrity boxing angle now. And it's one of the biggest sports on the planet. Celebrity boxing is outlasting actual boxing.
So was the card flailing, Tony? Is that what I'm hearing? Was it a late ad that is making this all of a sudden interesting?
You should know this is a competitor to UFC. This is not UFC. These are the fighters that are outside of the
But
contract.
when they do an
UFC.
ad like that, is it because it was flailing and they?
I don't want to say flailing. I think they're trying to put more things because rather you got to build the card on one fight, and then from there you can kind of build everything out. They had
and the Rousey fights that fight.
They used the Gina Carano Rousey fight as that thing, but then you look at Francis Ngannou, who's been obviously a big name in the UFC and also in MMA. They're putting him against another guy who's kind of a tomato can. Then you've got Nick Diaz, who everybody loves, or Nate Diaz, who everybody loves. Putting him on a card is going to attract people because people want to see Nate. So and Mike Perry is another guy who's been BKFC, which is bare knuckle. He's been out very publicly as far as the social media game.
Just made it seem though that this edition had changed.
It's
it
exciting.
From ordinary to extraordinary.
I wouldn't say extraordinary. It turned it from okay to ordinary.
Oh,
Let me
That's not
entertain
great.
what Mike is saying, though, about the combat sports. If you've been listening to this show for a long time, you know that I love boxing, and I especially liked and supported the competing styles of mixed martial arts. I love the science of will jiu-jitsu beat a ground game and all of that stuff when it's just two people reduced to their courage and vulnerability and the risk of embarrassment in front of others. This is something that I have enjoyed as a science. But Mike is correct, and the dilution hurts both my interest in it and my caring for the artistry that I'm talking about when you distort it by just making it names or celebrities, and your whole card is people who haven't fought in 9 years or people who are just using the last embers of their fame to get people to do a pay-per-view thing, because that is what combat sports have become.
I totally understand where you're coming from. You covered boxing in the 90s where, it was still very strong. You weren't too far removed from the glory days of heavyweights. Tyson was like a power chord of excitement and a cult of personality. I understand how someone who actually covered the sport when it mattered would look down on their nose. I don't even look at it as related to boxing. I think it's just a curiosity. I think it's closer to celebrity Big Brother than it is to actual boxing. This is a new form of reality show where you get to see two known people, and instead of them playing like games, they're beating each other up or attempting to, and sometimes poorly, but still that has a curiosity factor.
So it's like MTV The Challenge.
Yeah, it has a curiosity factor. It may not interest you, but it makes you more curious about their cards than it does a run-of-the-mill. Like, we didn't talk about the last UFC card. It wasn't a good card. There wasn't a big-time name if you're a casual fan. We're talking about this one.
The issue was there was two big-time names between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway, and the problem is the fight sucked because Charles just took him down for 4 minutes every single round. But the talking point about MVP is like, this is what MVP does, right? Like, they're not a sanctioned body of boxing. They're not a sanctioned body of MMA. They're kind of a sideshow, freak show, dog and pony show where you're like, all right, can I get the biggest names? Can I have Nate Robinson fight Jake Paul? Can I have Mike Tyson, who's 65 years old, fight Jake Paul in a fight that we all thought was going to be one thing, and it was completely different?
And I once looked down on my nose on it, and now I've just adjusted my expectations for these things, and it's just like a reality show, sideshow attraction that I guess can be kind of fun.
For one night.
The saying is look down my nose, not look down on my nose.
That's true.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the correction. I had that wrong.
It's look down on my nose, and I am looking down on my nose at you, mispronouncing that with great judgment. But the thing, and I think you guys will understand this, okay? Because this is not just me being crotchety old guy complaining about how things were. You know that I like merit, and so it simply bothers me, okay, that a heavyweight division of Joshua, Wilder, Fury, Ruiz, and before that the Klitschko brothers gets dwarfed by this.
I mean,
loser sentence.
We have reality show host presidents. Nothing's a meritocracy anymore. Everything's like, what's your IG follower count?
That's fine, but do you understand why it is I'm objecting to it?
Yes.
Like,
I want merit.
Yes. I mean, I highlighted it. I get it, especially if you actually have a respect for boxing. But like I said, it's closer to Survivor.
What are you reaching for? If you're a smoker or dipper, you could be reaching for so much more with Zyn nicotine pouches. When you reach for Zyn, you're reaching for 10 satisfying varieties and 2 strengths for a smoke-free and spit-free experience that lets you lean in, for chances to break free from your routine, and a unique nationwide community. Whatever you're reaching for, reach for it with America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Find your Zyn wherever nicotine products are sold near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
In sports, championships aren't won alone. They're won with the right people around you. That's exactly what Intuit TurboTax brings to taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, match with a dedicated tax expert who handles your taxes from start to finish. The experience is seamless. Start in person, finish online, move between both whenever needed. The dedicated tax expert keeps things updated every step of the way, so nothing falls between the cracks. Think of it like having a great head coach with a solid game plan. The plays are called, adjustments are made, and the work gets done while everyone stays focused on what actually matters. And just like game film doesn't wait for business hours, neither do taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, you can get any tax question answered at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. This is having someone in your corner running the whole operation and helping put points on the board. Get started at TurboTax.com. Only available with Intuit TurboTax Full Service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Hello, friends. Hello, listeners. I want to talk to you about Chime because Chime is changing the way people bank, and honestly, it just makes sense. This is fee-free, smarter banking built for regular people like you and me, not old-school banks charging overdraft and monthly fees just for trying to get through the week. This is banking that actually feels like it's on your side, which is very, very important. Chime isn't just another app. They unlock smarter banking with tools like MyPay, giving you access to up to $500 of your paycheck when you need it. And boy, do we sometimes need it. It even lets you get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. I know someone who would benefit from that. No overdraft fees, no minimum balances, no monthly fees. Chime helps your everyday spending work harder with credit-building tools and savings earning up to 3% APY. And there's the new Chime Card. Build credit with your own money and with qualifying direct deposits. Earn 1.5% cash back on eligible purchases. Chime is not just smarter banking. It is the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. It just takes a few minutes to sign up. Head to chime.com/Dan. That is chime.com/Dan.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services, a secured Chime Visa credit card, and MyPay line of credit provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. MyPay eligibility requirements apply, and credit limit ranges $20 to $500. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. See chime.com/fees info. Advertised annual percentage yield with Chime Plus status only. Otherwise, 1.00% APY applies. No min balance required. Chime card on-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. See chime.com for details and applicable terms.
Dan Le Batard.
Tatas.
Stugotz.
Tatas.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
The other thing too, Dan, and I understand that this is a sideshow and the celebrity boxing angle of it, but what Jake has done for women boxing has been massive. He's been putting Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, like all of these different people on the map in such a big way that female boxing just cannot do.
It is. It's the meme though of when someone you despise makes a good point. Mm-hmm. Yes, Jake Paul has done a good thing while also undercutting what it is that I thought. Chris is making fun of me here, where he's like, merit. Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing in sports. Yes. I thought merit is what we were doing.
Is it all Marlas, Mike?
I'm sorry?
Is it all Marlas?
I don't know what that means. Can you explain?
Jake Paul, is he only promoting non-Marlas? Marla from League of Their Own, the ugly baseball player who was so good, but hey, pan the camera back. Pan it back. She's not Gina Davis. She's not Lori Petty. Because the picture you just showed, there was no Marlas anywhere that I could see. So you say that Jake Paul's doing a lot for women boxing. Is it as boxers or as pinups?
Absolutely as boxers. Like
as boxers.
Amanda Serrano is one of the best of all time. Clarissa Shields, one of the best of all time. Like he's propping these people up and putting them in paydays and paychecks that they would have never seen otherwise.
I'll give you a good example. My dad wanted to see the Jake Paul Mike Tyson sideshow attraction. I watched that too. On the undercard, there was a big time women's boxing match. They headlined another card. My dad really enjoyed the previous fight. He is as casual a sports fan as you'll meet. And he wanted to tune into that because he's aware of these names because of Jake Paul. And I will push back some on the meritocracy thing. I know it's maybe 10 years too late. But Ronda Rousey, and let's give Gina Carano some respect. Gina Carano headlined a card against Cyborg, and that was a big deal. That was a national story. It drew a monster rating. This is a fight that people wanted to see in its heyday. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. And yes, they're both celebrities. And yes, they're both attractive. That sells fights.
It's going to be awful.
It's probably going to be
really
awful. But I know that going in. I'm curious. I do want to see this fight. It is a worthy main event for what this card is.
But your dad wouldn't have paid. My only point is your dad paid for Paul Tyson. The fact that he got thrown Tyson Paul.
Well, it's Netflix. That's the only way my dad would watch.
So he didn't pay extra, is all I'm saying, for the undercard.
No, but
he wouldn't have done that.
But he's watching a women's headline boxing card, which is just crazy.
Ronda Rousey, whether you like her or not, a legitimate pioneer. This is as wrong as Dana White has ever been because he said that would never happen in his sport, and then she was headlining a UFC card. And he didn't think that was going to happen, and he behaved. He chased after Ronda Rousey while she was fighting on his hands and knees like a puppy because he was so happy to have a star. Because what has happened to his sport since, a lot of ground game people from mountainous regions that end up making
the Arab
sport,
fighters,
making the sport.
My son loves the Arab fighters.
They're ruining the sport.
Rousey saved Dana's ass. At one point.
He needed a star.
He did, and he kind of got lucky right after he got Conor, and now he's kind of searching for that next big thing at a hugely important time. And you can tell that Paramount is trying to position him. Like, I don't know if you saw the profile that CBS News did on him, but he's trying to be more inclusive with his platform again, which is just laugh out loud funny.
It really is one of the biggest moments in combat sports history. Like, we all remember where we were, Tyson, Buster Douglas, were either watching or heard about it for the first time. Like, I remember where I was when Ronda Rousey took that kick right to the face.
Holly
and,
Holm?
Yep, and it all ended.
Where were you?
I was at a friend's house. We were watching it.
Nice.
There's no way to prove that wrong.
Why are you trying to test me like that? I got the Shaquille O'Neal thing right yesterday. Why are you trying to test me?
No, you got the. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you mean?
He was not on the left wing.
mentioned
Why would you try
Tyson
to say that?
Douglas. You mentioned Tyson Douglas, and I thought, because I also remember where I was at the Rathskeller at the University of Miami Bar, and there are very few instances like this where I can go back 30 years and remember where I was on something. Is Tyson Douglas second only to the Miracle on Ice when you look at biggest upsets in the history of all of American sports? Because Mike Ryan recently has been talking about the Heat as a play-in team as if they weren't one of the biggest upsets in the history of the sport by going through Giannis and the Celtics and everyone else as an 8 seed. But when you think of second greatest upset, history of American sports, and I've got at the table, I've got Douglas Tyson, and I go all in. What are you beating me with? What is it that you guys are finding that you're saying? Because that might have been just about the last time that boxing mattered the way that I want it to matter, instead of being these Jake Paul circus shows that are reality television and don't have much of anything to do with merit or I thought that's what we were doing in sports. I thought we liked the fact that we were trying to reward merit, that, we were having arguments here for years about who's a better team. And you guys always say, well, they played. And what happened here, you don't get to make the argument that they're a better team if they lost in a 1-game sample.
I don't know if it might be comparable in terms of skill, but the attention that it drew was not the same because, again, Mike Tyson was the biggest star arguably on the planet at the time. But Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua at that point seemed unbelievable.
You're right.
George Foreman coming back at 45 and winning the heavyweight title.
I told you I was there for that. Yeah, I told you I got seats behind Shaq.
So you couldn't see.
I had great seats, but I couldn't.
That's how I feel every day. Every seat I get is behind Shaq. Jets in '69. Yes, it's a very big upset.
Well, I think that the Rams losing to the Patriots of Bill Belichick that year, weren't the Rams in the Super Bowl a 17.5-point favorite?
Yeah. How do you think they made that game so close?
17.5.
The Giants beating the Patriots when they were undefeated. Mm-hmm. That's a big upset.
But not as big. I look up for me what Kurt Warner, Tom Brady, and Belichick, Brady's first year, beating the greatest show on turf. Look up for me what the point spread was in that game and tell me whether or not there was a point spread that large in a football game last year. Because the 17.5 point and the 18-point football spread isn't really a thing anymore. That's a college football spread, but you rarely are getting 2 touchdown spreads in the pros, and I'm pretty sure Brady's Patriots. Do I have this wrong, Zaslow? Am I remembering this wrong?
I think 17 is a little high. I think it's closer to 14.
14
maybe.
Is what I have here.
Still a lot.
That's the end of that whole story then.
I mean, it's still an enormous number of points.
Yeah, but 17.5, 18.
A 2-touchdown favorite in the Super Bowl.
Ohio State beating Miami. That was somewhere around 14 also, right?
Yeah, we're just doing American sports, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because you were.
Show off.
Because
I think a season-long thing like the Premier League or Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante doing it with Leicester City is something that we'll never see again.
That's correct. Like that is the international example that's used all the time. Can you look up for me, Jeremy, please, the Namath Super Bowl that Zaz is talking about there? What was the point spread against the Colts in that Super Bowl? Different age, different passing numbers. Everything was different then.
The internet is telling me January 4th, 2026, this year, Week 18, the Baltimore Ravens were a -20 favorite against the Cleveland Browns.
The Colts were 18 to 19.5 point favorites, depending on where you were placing your bets.
So do you put any of those with,
pretty good then.
with Douglas and Tyson? Do you think?
Douglas and Tyson I still think is second. Like for people who aren't old enough to have experienced it, because that fight, it was in Tokyo, so most of us here in this country weren't watching it live, and it was a foregone conclusion. Hold on, Tyson's fight, who the hell is Buster Douglas? Nobody took it serious. And then when you get the news the next morning that Tyson lost, what do you mean Tyson lost?
We thought it was fixed when it happened, actually. I was of the age where I thought that it was inconceivable that an upset like that could happen.
It was inconceivable.
So it had to have been a drop.
So how did you guys watch it if it was in the Tokyo Dome, time and all that?
I didn't watch that one. I found out about it the next morning.
Did you pick up the newspaper?
I didn't watch it either. When I say I know where I was, it's delivered news.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm actually watching it. It's because somebody is saying in a bar, someone is and all of our reactions were the same. Like, what do you mean?
It didn't even make sense.
What do you mean that Tyson lost to Buster Douglas? One of the strangest things I've ever seen in my sports life is Mike Tyson grabbing for his mouthpiece on his hands and knees and not getting off the floor because him disabled was
he beat the shit out of him.
How did you guys see the video? Where did you go?
I have a flashing memory of like a news, one of those brief 30-second things, and it's just a still image. It was a still image of Mike Tyson with his boxing glove searching.
Many of them you had to go to HBO much later, weeks later, to get video if you didn't attend the event. People today, and it does make me feel old, but the way you guys get to live with content is like a dream come true. All the way from sports to porn to anything. It's just all there.
Had to be said.
And we just didn't have that. That wasn't my life. And so Buster Douglas...
What was your life like?
My life was looking through squiggly lines.
You remember Mike Tyson was supposed to be a special guest referee at WrestleMania, but he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. They then invited Buster Douglas instead.
He didn't train at all for the fight. He had a stand-up comic in his corner giving him the wrong, not the wrong advice, not merely the wrong advice. They didn't have fluids, very common boxing things in his corner because he didn't take the fight seriously in any way at all.
Folks, listen up. Quick break in the action. Are you counting down the days until payday? Instacash from Moneyline can help you access up to $500 of your hard-earned pay early. There's no interest, no credit check, and no monthly fees. So you can manage those in-between expenses with less stress. Download the Moneyline app and link your qualifying bank account to see what you qualify for. Moneyline. Make money easy. Instacash is subject to terms and eligibility requirements. Expedited delivery requires a turbo fee. See moneyline.com.
Quick break to tell you about a special Miller time I had with my good buddy Mo Chetta. Mo Chetta texted me the other day. He said, "Hey, what are you doing for the game?" I said, "I'm just on my couch right now, doing nothing, enjoying it." He's like, "Hey, do you want some company?" I said, "From you, Mo Chetta?" "Absolutely." Mo Chetta comes over to the house, and I pull out the Miller Lite. Miller Lite made that casual hang a memorable, good Miller time with my good friend Mo Chetta. Because Miller Lite brought us together. We took that first sip after we toasted our beers, and we knew we made the right call. We watched a game. All of a sudden, we're standing up on our feet, big threes are being drained, and white cans are being clanged. See, times like these, that's exactly why Miller Lite is my go-to. Clean, refreshing, easy to drink, brewed for taste with simple ingredients. The original light beer since 1975, and it still hits different for yours truly and his good friend Mo Chetta. Cheers to legendary moments made with Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Folks, listen up. Now, Samantha Bennett sounds less like a dog and more like someone who definitely has strong opinions in a neighborhood HOA meeting. But that's my dog's name, and somehow she fully lives up to the name. If you're a pet parent like me, you already know Chewy. And when they say they've got everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy, they really do. Chewy has over 100,000 products, food, treats, toys, beds, all the stuff Samantha Bennett somehow knows is for her the second the box shows up. And it gets delivered in 1 or 2 days, which saves me every time I realize we're almost out of food, way later than I should have. And it's not just dogs and cats either, guys. Birds, fish, reptiles, basically every pet situation is covered. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewpanions.chewy.com/LeBatard Show. That's CHEWPANIONS.chewy.com/LeBatard Show to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewpanions.chewy.com/LeBatard Show. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
Dan Le Batard. We're gonna win. Stugotz. We're gonna win.
They're annoying.
What an old reference.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Let me get to something else here that I wanted to get to. Do you have R&B singers? Has the audience been producing good names for athletes as R&B singers? Have you knocked off Jimmy Fox? Is Jimmy Fox the best that you've got so far?
New album coming out, Darius Slayton.
That's not bad.
It's going.
Jordan Love.
I think
better.
Is Darius Garland better than Darius Slayton? Darius is helping you here. The Darius is doing the lifting.
How do we feel
Garland
about
is good.
How do we feel about Zay Flowers?
That's good too.
That's a good one.
I like Zay Flowers. I've got Justin Champagny.
Jalen Hurts' debut album, Love Hurts.
That's a good one. Jalen Hurts. That's good. That's good. Not better than Luther Burden.
So, wait a minute. You have Jalen Hurts and Kevin Love doing a duet of Love Hurts?
A double album.
Or Jordan Love is better than Kevin Love, isn't it?
How do we feel about Chuba Hubbard?
It's a damn think tank here.
I don't think Chuba Hubbard works. Just Chuba?
Reggae.
I feel Mike's eyes on me. What'd I do wrong there?
He doesn't like your selection. And
It's a bad nominee. Okay, I thought maybe.
Yeah. Let me get to something here. I don't know if you guys have seen Max Strus recently. Basically, Sam Merrill has taken his minutes in Cleveland. I don't know how you guys feel in general about Cleveland. Boston wins last night against Phoenix. Boston, Jason Tatum has fit right in. Have they lost? Yeah, they lost by 2 against Oklahoma City since Tatum's return. But Boston's
They've lost more than once.
Boston's not doing a lot of regressing. Boston remains a very good team as Detroit struggles some, as the Knicks have done some struggling. They played 5 games in 7 days. I don't think people know how tiring that is or care, but they hadn't been very good over some of that stretch. But Cleveland now has Max Strus returning, and he was emotional because he's been gone. How long, Jeremy, has Max Strus been out?
It's been like 7 months, and
So
it
he
wasn't
hasn't played this
anticipated to
season.
be like that. He hasn't played this season. He came back a couple of nights ago. It was his first game back. He hit 6 of 7 threes, and this is a guy who really helped change their culture last year by bringing this type of attitude that he has.
The kind of confidence you did tonight where you were able to, and willing to take shots early into shot clock and shot clock as well. What does that say about the confidence that you've been growing on the time that you've been away from the team?
I mean, excuse my language, but I worked my ass off. It was, damn, I didn't want to do this.
I see it coming.
Why'd you have to do that? I'm sorry. No, it was a long road, but I only know one way to work, and that's as hard as possible. And I did that every single day. And tonight, I'm just happy to be playing. I mean, I had a good night, but that doesn't matter. We lost, so.
I love that.
That was nice.
People do not realize how hard players work to come back from injury. They just see them come back. Oh, he tore his Achilles. Oh, now Tatum's playing. No one talks about what they do, the hours and hours of rehab, the brutal rehab. You know why he's in tears? Because no one's paying attention. There's no cameras. There's no love. You do get paid, but it is hard.
I'm a huge Max Strus guy, big fan of his. I think he's like one of the rare examples of guys that the Heat developed, went on to sign a big inflated
Very rare.
contract, and it proved dividends like right away, and he was a big part of their culture change.
What has Cleveland done to him, though?
This is all a setup to remind you and the audience that before their Game 5 elimination game against the Pacers, he sent a group text to the entire team. If you don't believe, then don't show up for work. And then Max Strus went 0 for 9 with 0 points.
He's wearing Cleveland, though. I don't want to look shame anyone,
That's
but
terrible.
This was one of the great looking guys. Can we put up a photo of him just a couple years ago? I mean, we have other photos.
You can't be a leader if you've gone 0 for 4 at the plate.
No,
he went 0 for 9 from the field.
It's a funny story. All right, I like Max.
I'll go a step further on this, okay? When David says people don't have any idea how hard these guys work, there's another couple of layers to this, okay? It's not merely that when you're injured, to even your teammates, you become invisible. You cannot help them. You are an afterthought. You're always in the training room, so you are not a part of what they're doing. So that's element number one. The second element of this, you work as hard as you have your entire life to get where he has, because he was cut by the Boston Celtics. He was rejuvenated here, but he's been hanging on to the fringes of the league, and you realize your mortality on how quickly your opportunity can be taken, because Sam Merrill's taken all those threes now for them. And he has not been a key contributor to anything they're doing this season. And then the third thing, and this is the one that's most troubling, and I don't think anybody listening to this thinks of this, People in their early 30s having their bodies betray them when their bodies are the economy for their entire family. When the body is the only thing that makes them known to others, to have the body fall apart on you when you're relying on your body, and then you have to work that way. I think injury is a part of the game, but I don't think fans consider any of that.
It's a big difference, though, when you're injured in the middle of a guaranteed deal versus when you're injured as a free agent or without a team. When you're alone rehabbing, when you're part of a team, you're apart from the players, but you've got staff around and you've got the paycheck coming every 2 weeks. When you're injured as a free agent or without team affiliation, that's a level of loneliness and a level of fear that's very different. And I assume Max was in the middle of a long-term deal when he got hurt.
I like the R&B singer game. Ruben Drones.
That's a good one.
Rome Odunze?
Keep it going here because there are any number of athletes that fit this description. But please put Max Strus on the screen again, please, because he does look far different. And I don't know if you can go hair bun when you've got that aggressively receding a hairline. My mother had a huge crush on Max Strus that made my father uncomfortable. My father, we have somewhere, get me that video. My father went to the arena with a chain. Like, that video was somewhere.
We had a 2x4 with a nail in it.
No, Udonis Haslem had to pull my father off of Max Strus because of the crush. My mother would not have a crush on this samurai. What's this hair bun situation and what's this receding hairline situation?
Poppy was worried for real that Lourdes would have an actual thing because that makes me smile. I think he'd love that.
We've got to get that video of my father.
You calling Poppy a cuck?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's sort of fun to if your wife can pull an NBA player.
Don't ever call me a cuck.
Well, didn't somebody call Mo Ali that earlier in the show?
Mo Ali cock.
Was that you, Tony?
No, impossible. Mo Ali cock. That's Jeremy.
That sounds like you, Tony.
Mo Ali cock. That's Jeremy.
I'm willing to think it's Jeremy.
Yeah, because I make mistakes around here, adding it to arbitration.
Mike Ryan, you missed the argument, the best I've seen so far between Tony and Jeremy that started today's show. And Samson was mentioning some of this on Nothing Personal. We are the show best equipped to tackle the subject matter of Donald Trump very cavalierly just sort of saying, yeah, I'll have the honor of taking Cuba. And your thoughts as somebody who wasn't here for the middle of the argument on where it is that we find ourselves today, where I believe the streets of Miami will rejoice the way Venezuelans did throughout Miami when we did what we did as a country to Venezuela. When the Cuban people stop suffering, I believe that there will be a great celebration in the streets when this regime falls. I cannot quite stomach this person's motives in being the one who gets the credit for finally bringing to freedom an island that's been rotting for 70 years.
Same. He's got to get credit for it, and it'll justify, I think, what is very clearly a failing administration to a lot of Cuban-American MAGAs. They'll be able to overlook some heinous, corrupt stuff. And I think people on the left side of the political spectrum that I identify with that right now, eat it. This will be a tremendous thing, a liberated Cuba. And I think it's a byproduct of what happened with Venezuela, as messy as that is right now. I know people are hopeful for free elections and regime change, even though Donald Trump was confused as to the gender of the current leader of Venezuela. It's the right hand of Maduro, and they're still in place, and the U.S. has their oil. Cutting off that power spout, it's why all these Cuban Special Forces people were guarding Maduro. That was the final nail in the coffin. There is national power grid failure in Cuba, and now you have taken what precious little human, what am I looking for here? There is just a base level of life at Cuba that they're willing to suffer through. And being able to turn on the lights is one of them. It's one big checkbox.
Human necessity is what you're looking for, Mike.
Yes, thank you. And they don't have that anymore. The people might literally tear what's left of the government to shreds if this continues much longer. They're just going to tap out. This is a TKO. This is 60 years in the making. Donald Trump is fortunate enough to be in this place right now in history, and I'm really happy for the liberation of that island. I'm happy that it's happening in my lifetime. It's just a matter of time, and I'm not going to give you some liberal spin on it. I'm worried about having this administration in place for such a pivotal time, given that Venezuela's a mess, or can be if we don't hit all our marks there. But it's better than what they had, and I'm honored and privileged to be alive to watch that regime fall or be choked out.
He's a full consequentialist. What he's saying is that it doesn't matter that the big orange buffoon, as you call him, is the leader of this. He's saying, I'm alive, and I'm so thankful and honored to be alive to watch this happen. The only mistake that, Mike, you made there, in my opinion, is there's been 4 administrations in a row that could have argued that this is the moment. So there's stuff going on now for sure, but don't say that all of a sudden today there's something happening in the world. Cuba's been a rotting island for 70 years.
There is something that Donald Trump did that fast-forwarded this, so he's the one that is on the clock when it happens, and it was his actions in Venezuela. Venezuela was propping up this island, and Donald Trump is there. Look, it might have happened over time if Obama's plan for it was able to be seen through. Donald Trump, when he got into office, undid all of that. The crippling sanctions meant that there was only one country that was really buoying Cuba, and it was Venezuela, and was primarily Maduro that was doing it. When you eliminate Maduro, there's nothing left.
There were crippling sanctions all through my childhood.
Yeah, and Russia has helped Cuba before too, but I would say, and this is more word of mouth than anything, because I have watched my mother go to the local places that would allow her to wire things to family in Cuba, swallowing it, eating it, because she never knew whether it would get there, whether someone else would take it, whether they would take a percentage of it. This is the worst that it's been on the island in my lifetime in terms of them having nothing.
And it's almost as bad as the collapse of the Soviet Union that 100% crippled the every single thing that they had on that island. This is worse. They have no electricity. They have no food. They have no transportation. They have no medical care. They have literally nothing. So we talk about displacing them. It's like displacing them is almost a good thing.
I'm just hopeful that people like Marco Rubio have the president's ear enough to make sure that when this change does happen, it's done
the right way.
We don't leave them alone. Hell, we left Puerto Rico to their own devices, and they're still trying to dig themselves out of disasters.
I don't want to skip past, though, the point that Jeremy is making, which I think is an important one. Given that I saw my family tells all the stories of displacement. My family had a home, and then you go to not having a home because they're putting up Trump hotels there. Like, you can't trust these people to do this correctly.
Then they don't have homes now.
Yes.
The government owns them.
They don't have power.
They don't have anything. So
I hear you. I don't like the guy. I'm worried about the Trump casinos on the Havana shoreline, but it's better than what they have right now.
Shot clocks, big shots, upsets, aces. TGL playoffs are here. First, Atlanta Drive starts their repeat run against Los Angeles Golf Club. Then, Rory's Boston Common Golf and Tiger's Jupiter Links face off in their playoff debuts. Who will advance? Keep up. It's playoffs. Tune in Tuesday, March 17th at 6:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. only on ESPN and the ESPN app.